Hello, my friends! Today we want to discover cottage cheese benefits and 4 delicious recipes to eat it.
If you think building a healthy diet means giving up creamy, comforting, and cheesy foods, you might want to reconsider. Cottage cheese is a surprising exception to that rule. It is rich, relatively low in calories, and versatile enough to work in both sweet and savory dishes. But with all the recent hype, it is fair to be cautious. Is its reputation as a health food actually backed by science? To find out if this is a passing diet trend or a useful nutritional addition, we have to evaluate what the clinical data actually says. At its core, cottage cheese is a fresh, unaged dairy product created by acidifying milk. When you introduce an acid, a physical reaction occurs. The milk proteins break apart, separating into solid white curds and a liquid translucent whey. Because it skips the aging process, the final result is soft and mild. Depending on the specific milk used, it comes in non-fat, low-fat, and full-fat varieties, which separates it from traditional hard cheeses. What makes those fresh curds interesting to nutritionists is the math. They deliver a high amount of protein for a very low caloric cost. To see the density of those nutrients, let's isolate a standard 100-gram serving of the low-fat variety. This chart breaks down the macronutrients. That standard serving typically holds 80 to 100 calories, 3 to 5 grams of carbohydrates, and minimal fat. But look at the protein count. You get 11 to 13 grams, a ratio that heavily outweighs the rest. It looks like a simple food, but it hides a dense, space-efficient nutritional payload. The primary type of protein driving that density is called casein. Casein is a specific milk protein with a unique mechanical function. It digests at a very slow rate. Because it breaks down gradually, it prolongs your feeling of fullness, providing a steady supply of amino acids to maintain muscle mass. Combine that slow digestion with naturally low carbohydrates and 0 added sugars, and you have an effective base for keeping your blood sugar levels stable. It also delivers a concentrated supply of essential micronutrients, specifically calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin B12, which are necessary for maintaining bone health. When you pair this specific protein and mineral profile with fiber and healthy fats, you create a meal that addresses satiety, bone density, and stable energy levels all at once. You might also hear that cottage cheese improves gut health. While sometimes true, this is not the case for every brand on the shelf. If you want probiotic benefits, you have to verify the terminology on the packaging. Look for the phrase live and active cultures. There are also 2 caveats. Because it is a fresh dairy product, it naturally contains lactose, and manufacturers often use high levels of added sodium to preserve it. While it is beneficial, it requires mindful label reading. It is a high-protein ingredient, but not a replacement for a varied diet. Let's take that science into the kitchens. Step 1 is our creamy pasta sauce. As shown in this ingredient breakdown, you will add 1 cup of cottage cheese to your blender, along with a 1/4 cup of Parmesan, up to a 1/2 cup of milk, 1 garlic clove, black pepper, Italian herbs, and fresh lemon juice. Apply high-speed blending to shatter the curds. The kinetic energy breaks down the lumps entirely, whipping it into a smooth, silky liquid. Now we apply it. Pour this warm sauce directly over a bowl of freshly cooked whole grain pasta. Toss it thoroughly until every noodle is coated evenly. For the final textural element, take a pinch of fresh basil and some chopped nuts and drop them right from your fingers over the dish. Because the blended curds emulsify directly with the milk and lemon juice, this high-protein mixture successfully mimics the rich mouthfeel of a heavy cream sauce. You get the comfort of a dense pasta dish, heavily upgraded with macronutrients. Next, we move from liquids to structural baking. Blend 1 cup of cottage cheese with 2 whole eggs to create a binding batter. Then, season it with cumin, turmeric, and paprika to build a warm flavor profile. To prevent the final wrap from tearing, you must spread the liquid batter onto parchment paper in a perfectly thin, uniform layer. Sprinkle the wet surface with a mix of sunflower, pumpkin, and sesame seeds. Place the tray into an oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 25 to 35 minutes. The visual cue for a finished wrap is a lightly golden surface. Let it cool slightly, then carefully peel the parchment away from the solid sheet. Load the center with fresh vegetables and lean cuts of chicken or turkey. Roll the flatbread tightly and slice it diagonally. By baking the cheese into a structural flatbread, you replace empty carbohydrate calories with dense, muscle-building macros. For quick meal prep, cottage cheese acts as a highly adaptable base. Start by generously spreading it across 3 separate slices of toasted whole grain bread. For a sweet profile, lay down a foundation of nut butter, followed by the cottage cheese, sliced bananas, mixed berries, and a dusting of chia seeds. For a savory option, layer the cheese with sliced avocado, rounds of boiled egg, fresh tomato, and chopped herbs, finished with cracked black pepper. For our third variation, top the cheese with smoked salmon, cucumber pickles, black olives, and fresh dill. For our final technique, we integrate the curds into whole eggs to create structural lift. Crack 2 to 3 eggs into a bowl, then add exactly 3 tablespoons of cottage cheese, salt, black pepper, and chopped chives, parsley, and basil. Apply vigorous kinetic action. Use the metal whisk to forcefully break the yolks and fully integrate the solid cheese curds into the liquid before cooking. Pour this mixture into a heated, lightly oiled pan. Sprinkle a little Parmesan over the top and watch the edges closely as they slowly bubble and set. Fold the omelette gently so the center remains creamy and warm. Finish with a final macro slice to reveal the steamy interior. Let's review what we've built. We achieved 4 distinct culinary transformations: a silky pasta sauce, a baked structural wrap, a universal spread, and an aerated omelette. And how to manipulate the texture, cottage cheese becomes a versatile and practical protein source for a balanced diet. So I have to ask, are you team sweet or team savory? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time in Honanoi Kitchen.